If we just sit quietly, let's hear how loud it's registering. Yeah, every now and then, right? Okay, that's great. Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome to Coffee Talk. It is our Christmas edition because it's Christmas, right? I don't know if we haven't decided yet. Are we doing a Coffee Talk next week as it's like Christmas Eve?
No,
we would record.
I
don't think we are. So we're planning to celebrate with you this morning our Christmas Coffee Talk. We have Christmassy mugs, right? Red and white, and Christmassy treats, and our lovely Christmassy sweaters we wanted to share with you. Mine might be the plainest, so I'll go first. I have it says it's Go Jesus, it's your birthday. I so desperately want to scratch the Y off. I'm just not sure if I can do that without wrecking it, because then it would be Go Jesus, it's our birthday.
Oh,
and that would be so much better.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought you were gonna say my, and you're like,
no, I'm not. Yeah. No, that would be no. I just want to see it like your, right? So if you take out the Y, maybe I can just green Sharpie it.
Maybe.
Then it'd be it's our birthday, and I realize this is bad on camera. They're like, we can't even see that. It's too small. But anyways,
because in case people don't know, it's your birthday on
Christmas. Yeah,
so,
we're going to get to Christmas traditions in a moment, and that is maybe the most important tradition. Yeah. Not really. Anyways, gentlemen, you have specially curated, I think is a better word for it. You have curated Christmas sweater content for us. And which of you is going to share first?
I don't know. Shall we rock, paper, scissors it?
Let's do it at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, so, the big reveal.
3, 2, 1.
Mine isn't quite sticking.
Kevin, I think you're a few bulbs short of a full strand.
It's because they're all stuck inside.
So, do you think that's why someone donated it to a thrift store, Kevin? Is because
How about this?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So it's funny that you say curated.
Yes.
I think the word is quickly grabbed from Value Village.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was an enjoyable experience still, because there actually was like a Christmas sweater section.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me about this one, so I went and bought it.
It's very nice.
It's quite beautiful.
But I feel like, I don't know, is this too glowy for the...
Yeah.
It might be. We'll just let your natural personality shine through then instead. And, But so, yeah, great. We like I said, we wanted to share with you a little bit. We'd love to hear your Christmas traditions. I think that's always enjoyable for me, is to kind of hear how people celebrate. It's when we gathered, part of my thing every year, a tradition, I don't know, but I love having our youth together for a Christmas party. I don't know if that qualifies as a tradition or not, but when we did this last week, to ask them, what are some of your Christmas traditions that you always do? And a lot of them are food related, so you know what really stands out to your kids.
Yep.
We eat this, and some of them are like, "Ooh, I am stealing that." Like the sandwich bar. Is that like we did that once, and that was like the best thing we've ever done? So now in my mind, it's something we do every year. Or do you guys actually do?
Was that my kid that told me? Yeah.
The sandwich bar sounds awesome.
I don't know. It was a couple of years ago. A couple years before that, we were sick.
Yeah.
So we had tomato soup and grilled cheese.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Sure.
So then we're like sandwich bar, and I don't know, it just kind of morphed. But now that's kind of what we have to do because the kids love it. So
and it's red and white if you use white bread and mozzarella.
Oh yeah.
That's Christmassy.
So
yeah, that's true.
Sheena has discovered hot German mustard on grilled cheese sandwiches, and so that's her favorite way to eat
spicy
them.
or hot?
Like spicy. No, she's not microwaving the German mustard. Spicy. So this is something she's been doing. So it's no longer white then. Not that we've ever used white bread for our sandwiches. Feed that trash to our kids. You kidding me? Not us. We're like whole grain people. But anyways, great. Okay. But no, some of your favorite, forgetting our kids aside, we certainly do things that we hope will be memorable and influential in their lives. But what are some of the favorite things you do?
It's even interesting that like we do traditions this time of year more than any other time of the year, and I think that's very interesting. And I think half of it also is like the holiday part of it. Like everybody gets time off. Yeah. That's the thing for me. So like it does feel like even what we do here at church aside, as a family, we tend to go because we got all this stuff and then more stuff, and kids are in new semesters, and there's Christmas plays, there's all these extra things, and so by the time we get to Christmas Day, the opportunity to just kind of just stop and hang out is a really big thing for us. So for me, I have a puzzle that's a Coke puzzle.
Nice.
And it's just got this this shelf with like everything Coke, or a Star Wars puzzle or something like that. And not that those are like the be all end all. It's just that opportunity to kind of just go really slow, sip some coffee, hang out. Okay, we go to the sled hill and do some stuff, and then come back and do some more. And like I think that's a big thing too for us, is just that break between Christmas and New Year's, just really slowing down and
we for us
and chips and salsa on Christmas Eve. That's a big one for me.
Yeah, right.
I don't know why.
Hey, Mexican food's good anytime.
Oh,
Let's be clear.
Anytime,
We did a taco bar with the youth this week at our Christmas party, and someone's like, "That's not very fancy food." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's amazing." Right? What do? We sure. I mean, we'll get together and we'll read Luke 2. That's kind of what we'll do. Whatever. We don't ever do Christmas Day on Christmas Day because we're always traveling on Christmas Day. It seems. Even this year, we're not driving. But we are flying, which better not become a tradition, because I'm like, I like the.
It's not very sustainable.
No, right? I'm like, I like the drive. I like the ferry. I like the getting to the ferry terminal, walking to the Starbucks in Horseshoe Bay. I love getting my free birthday drink, and I love ordering it all through my app and looking at the line that's out the door and going, suckers! I just got free Starbucks and I skipped the line, and it's awesome. And I like all of that. I love that we read, in the days leading up to Christmas, we always read Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which I still maintain it is the Christmas story in a modern context, right? Because you've got the outsiders who are becoming the heralds proclaiming the good news of Jesus, and which is what happened in like the Gospels if you read it, right? It's the women and the shepherds, the low in society who proclaim to the world that the Messiah is born, and it's awesome. So we read that. And I love the fact that it was my son who was like this year going, "Dad, we got to read this again." I'm like, "Yeah, bring it." So we probably read it earlier than usual, and then it's usually Christmas Eve becomes like our Christmas Day where we get up and the kids, we open the gifts and stockings and all of that, because I'm not doing that at 3 a.m. and then jumping in the van and driving to the ferry. So, because it's always got to get there for Christmas dinner, which we have never once missed, except for years we haven't gone at all, like last year, right? Last year it was like, don't have big social gatherings. So we're like, okay, we'll honor that. It's fine.
Now, did you at least like Zoom them during supper?
Supper, no.
I think that still would have counted.
It's not the same. It's because I think all of us like going to the island for different reasons. Yes, people are a top reason. I also just love, I usually slip away and spend some time just breathing in the salty air and the smell of seaweed and all of that. And so it's a lot. It's more than just the people we see.
So is there a Michigan tradition that you brought here?
I don't think a specific Michigan tradition. I mean, one thing that I've told you before that I miss is Thanksgiving. American Thanksgiving kind of starts the Christmas season. But we do the Advent calendar, so on December 1st, Cheryl puts a lot of time and effort into putting little slips of paper into this little thing that they open the door and then they pull out, and here's what we're doing.
Very nice.
So we do that all.
I was going to say, though, I mean, you need a Thanksgiving tradition. We also have a team called the Lions that are good at losing.
Yeah, so do we had a Lions too.
That's why I say it. That's why I say it. I mean, and we're it's so nice. We're just trying to make you feel at home. But anyway, so the Advent calendars.
We do the Advent calendar, so my wife growing up, they would actually open gifts a couple weeks early.
Okay.
Which and I really like the sentiment. They wanted to save Christmas for celebrating Jesus.
Makes sense.
But when you're a kid, that it just doesn't translate real well. So she didn't have great memories of Christmas Day, and I loved Christmas Day, right? So, and unfortunately, a lot of it did come around presents. But then we actually sat down and planned out, okay, what's our tradition?
Yeah.
And we started thinking, what are the gifts for? Well, we're sharing Jesus says, whatever you do for the least of these, you do for me. So like by giving gifts to each other, not that we're the least, but when you share with each other, you're sharing with Jesus. So we're like, that's why we're sharing gifts. It's because it's about celebrating Jesus' birthday. Yeah. And one of the ways we can do that is by sharing love with each other, right? With the gifts. So that we tried to have that be part of explaining it. So Christmas Eve, we would go to a Christmas Eve service, and then we'd come home and we'd open one gift. Yeah. And then the next day we would, read the story from Luke 2 and a little bit from Matthew 1, I think, and then we would, pray, and then we'd open gifts, and then at some point we didn't have anybody with a birthday, but we were like, we're going to have a birthday cake for Jesus, right? The last few years we haven't done that, but we did have a birthday cake for Jesus. So that's why I asked you, do you have a birthday cake on your birthday or not?
Not always on Christmas Day. Yeah. We'll often do my birthday like a few days before. We'll do because it's got to be about me on some way. No, but we'll celebrate that. We'll do a birthday, and then depending on who we're with, we have had. Some of the years we've gone to the island, I would be met with a birthday cake, and that's nice. But it's not like we have to do this every year. It's often sometimes it feels like one more thing to try and fit in. I think that's why I like celebrating it on a different day, my birthday, because Christmas I think is so much better when it's about something bigger than just one person. And so
except the one person,
absolutely. Right. But but we also celebrate that God's brought us all together as a family, and that's part of the celebration too, is that these are the people that he has put in my life, so let's be together and celebrate. And I think what's interesting, as you were sharing that, what came to my mind is how often traditions are seasonal. Like this might be a tradition for 3 or 4 years. And like we had for a long stretch, one of the traditions this was more like when I was in college or early 20s, we would go golfing on Christmas Day. Because on the island, golf courses were open all year. But on Christmas Day, they would just put out a buy donation box. And you could put in whatever you wanted and then go golf. So we'd slip $5 in, and if we only did 2 or 3 holes, so what? I mean, we would go.
You still got to say you golfed on Christmas Day.
Exactly, right? We would go until we were frozen cold and or are just soggy wet because the ground was so soaked, and that'd be fine. And then we'd go home and warm up and dry off and feast and all of that. And I think my mom just liked to have us out of the way for a few hours, and it was always fun. So
that's great.
It's always good. But I know for a lot of you, for us, for all of us, right? You already mentioned Christmas Eve services. That's sometimes when we say tradition, we trivialize it, but that's a really significant, important part of people's Christmas celebration. So we want to make sure that everyone is informed and up to speed on what is happening for our Christmas Eve services. So we have 2 this year, the 23rd and the 24th. We've said it several times. Come to whichever one works best for you, but if they're equal, maybe consider the 23rd, because we anticipate the 24th being busier. You don't have to sign up in advance. You can just come, and they're both at 6:30. Anything else people should know other than that?
That if for some reason you just can't make it to either one of those, there will be an online service available on the 24th.
Great. So also at 6:30, right? It's just it's the times all the same.
So you can check out our website or our YouTube channel.
Awesome. That's good. Yeah, for those of you who, or maybe come and then have it on in the background as you're gathering Christmas Day or whatever. But it's there, it's available. And then The 26th, which I learned this week, is like the candy, like, no, it's like not quite National Candy Cane Day, but the candy cane has a day, and it's the 26th of December.
Really?
Did you know that?
No.
I just learned that this week, because we're always learning around here. But it's a Sunday, and we are still planning a service, but it's not... Jeff, why don't you explain it for everyone? Because I want to say it's not normal,
pass it up to Kevin.
but it's a little, it's what we've done before, but you know what?
Sure.
Help me out. How do we explain this?
So leading up to this season, we have so many people helping us, which we are so grateful for. We have so many faithful volunteers that have stepped up. So on the 19th, this Sunday, we have the children's drama, which utilizes a lot of our volunteers that are regularly helping us, both in on our worship teams and our tech team.
And kids ministry.
And families. So they putting in a lot of extra work. And then for Christmas Eve services, we have people putting in a lot of. And then they've been regularly helping, and we just thought we really want to give them a chance not to have to be on that Sunday morning. So we're going to do a pre-recorded, Kevin and I, and maybe you and maybe some other, whoever, we're going to record the week ahead of time and present that on YouTube, and we're going to have the church open for people to gather and watch that together. We will be there. But that gives us a chance to honor our volunteers, let them have some time, and then still have a service available. Yeah. And so, that's, we'd love you to come and worship together. But you're also, you can stay at home and invite people over, whatever. But that's kind of, you want to say anything more about that?
It's still regular church. Like it's still all normal.
Yeah.
The only difference is that we're emphasizing a little bit more of the connection that's going to be had in the room, and it's emphasizing more the opportunity that people would normally be on sound and extra things on that day, that they're able to just come and sit and enjoy and be a part of the service while they're coming through this whole season of just a lot of serving, a lot of extra practices, a lot of the worship team has been practicing all through December for Christmas Eve and for other stuff, and the kids have been practicing and extra stuff going on. And so we want to be able to just say our connection with each other is still of utmost importance. And so we want to gather and we want to honor Christ and still celebrate. So, we have the opportunity to just say, okay, everybody stay home, but I don't think that necessarily is honoring to Christ too. We want to be able to say, whether we're celebrating as a family, whether we're celebrating on our own, whether it's a good year or a bad year, we still want to lift up Christ and gather together in a regular kind of way. So Sunday the 26th is still going to be in person at the church, and it will be not live as people standing on stage. It will be recorded, pre-recorded earlier. So.
So if you want to see live people on the 26th, either invite people into your home, maybe brunch and worship together, or come down to this church building at their normal time, 10 o'clock, and be live with people in the room that way. And so, excellent. Great. Anything else people need to know before we sign off for the week?
Can I say, there was something that Jeff was talking about where you're talking about just the gospel that we've been given, that we actually celebrate Christ on that day, right?
Yeah.
It is about Christ. And also that's kind of a funny thing too, because December 25th is not the actual day and all the thing. But
right.
I'm coming in this morning and I'm listening to something, and it just reminded me, that passage in James that talks about, true religion is this, where you care for the orphan and the widow. And so one thing that you can be praying for and celebrating is we actually have our gifts of our Gifts of Hope toy store happening here this week, and it's just a wonderful thing. And you can see these pictures just kind of light up what an opportunity just to serve others and to connect with Renew Church, which is the Salvation Army Church here in West Kelowna, and to just partner with them. And we've enjoyed having their pastors in and chatting with them throughout the week. And
except
it's been a great
yesterday.
connection.
He's a Pepsi guy.
He's a Pepsi guy. That was a little bit disheartening. But you know what? Then the conversation switched to Vancouver and how well they're doing and stuff like how not well they're doing and what all the ways we can pray for the Canucks.
As long as we hey, things have turned around. It's amazing what a new coach does. As long as we stick to gospel-centered things, then we're it's really fun. I love partnering with other ministries for stuff like this because it's like God's kingdom is so huge, and it's such a good reminder of it that we don't what we have to tend is really so small. In like from God's perspective, and there's so much more going on that He's doing, and it's good. It's
do you have an idea? I didn't really get a sense, but do you have an idea like how many people are going through?
So they do half hour increments to kind of spread people out through the whole week. So I would say maybe yesterday they probably had 10, 15 people throughout the day that they kind of walked through and
shop for their kids.
And just shop for their kids. And this is just
and all donated.
They
come in, they meet with somebody, then they go through with somebody, and then somebody prays for them.
And just to connect with them and to just say, I know you guys have had a rough year. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And with that wish, here is also some gifts as well too. So it's not just one and it's not just the other, but it's actually together to show the love of Christ. And to see people's, you can't see their face, but to see eyes kind of well up a little bit to say, this actually means a lot. It's been really awesome. And so you can keep praying for that and celebrating that throughout this week.
Yeah, that's going on today. Today is Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday. It's really neat. Yeah.
Other than that, we won't be back next week, but I hope you have a wonderful Christmas week and
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, you get.
I'm hosting, right?
Yeah, you just kind of.
Yeah. So yes.
Do you have?
You're gonna make the birthday boy host.
Oh.
It's all right.